It's finally here, the D&D Beyond Initiative Tracker Alpha.
That being said, we have some thoughts. Welcome to the Home Brew Crew. I'm Tony, this is Sean, and today is a day after the release of the D&D Beyond Alpha for the Initiative Tracker.
Yeah, so essentially, if you already are a user on D&D Beyond, maybe you're familiar with like the Encounter Builder and some of the other tools on there, but they recently just released an alpha, the Combat Tracker. So this is specifically going to help you with tracking initiative, order of combat for your players and your NPCs and things like that.
However, it is an alpha, meaning there's a lot of little bugs and little things that we have that have to really be worked out with it. And we went through and saw a couple of things we would like to see that aren't necessarily like up there on the top of the list for people.
Yeah.
We already know that they're going to be adding things like linking character sheets, being able to see HP, that kind of stuff, and what have you. But there's stuff in there that I just looked at and went, you know what, something is missing. And I think they need to know about it. And I want to see if you guys agree with that too.
Yeah, and not to say that there aren't a lot of great things about it. And actually, we can start with a couple of great things that this kind of does for us already. I mean, first of all,
before we beat
we'll give it a chance.
We might as well give it a chance. So here, what are the nice things we like?
Yeah, so honestly, it's just nice to have a nice little tool that kind of gives you a round and turn number, because sometimes I feel like it's easy to forget. Also, the ability to quickly pull up the NPC stat blocks is really nice. If you actually look in the tracker, if you kind of click on like any of the monsters there, you'll actually get the entire stat block, and it has all the health and skills,
which is
and all
good
that.
because previously we had to flip pages,
right? Or like open a tab, you know,
or have everything on note cards before that.
Yeah.
But having D&D Beyond there as a resource with all these monsters is great. I noticed that they have all of the homebrew monsters and everything,
which is also nice too.
Yeah. So you don't, you can make your own and then have it in there. That was a big drawback before.
Yeah. You can also implement any of your campaign characters to a certain extent. So like if you want to like use like a campaign, you can actually put it in there, and then you'll have your little avatars of your guys there.
Actually, at the top of that too, when you have it, you can actually sort your encounters now.
Yeah, by
campaign.
Yeah,
so now you've kind of got this nifty little thing where you can see, which encounters are for which group. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't just run one campaign. I've got
a couple dozen, maybe
this many that I'm running. But yeah, it's definitely a really big step up from things. This is very similar to the stuff that we saw originally when we did we did a video a while ago on a combat tracker that integrated with D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
It's nice to have something native.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good to know that because you're kind of using something in D&D Beyond, there's going to be a lot of support for it. And a lot of the tools that you had previously kind of are implemented here really well. A couple other nice things. You can auto-roll initiative for your NPCs as well. That way you can kind of just get them out the way.
Yep.
And then there's difficulty tracking in the combat tracker too. So you actually have that information
so you can kind of see, what the average party level is, how they're supposed to be reacting to it. That doesn't work so great with homebrew monsters because sometimes people make homebrew monsters that are overpowered and give a different CR.
Sometimes doesn't always account for that.
We have videos on that. We'll go over that later. But we should get into some of the things that we thought could use a little bit of tweaking.
Yeah, and the nice thing is this is an alpha, so the whole point is to actually go in here, really dig into it, and see what can be added. It's not really necessarily things that are bad, but things that we can use to improve on what's already there.
And I'll tell you guys what, if you post in the comments below the things that you would like to see and improvements with it, I'll screenshot the whole thing and send it to them because they're looking for feedback.
They're looking for a lot of feedback, so the conversation's always good.
So here's a couple of things that we found are kind of wonky and things that we want to see. So honestly, adding the character sheets, that's going to be one whole thing.
Yeah.
But I would love to just be able to see AC and HP.
At a minimum, I think that'd be really good because as of right now, it'll show like the level and the name and like the little picture, and you can kind of edit like the max HP and stuff. But right now it's a little tricky to deal with when you kind of have to like still like, okay, hang on, what's your AC, or like what is your save, or what is your blah blah blah, so that could be like something for future add-ons.
And that brings to the next thing too, is with the HP itself for monsters. there's a little thing right now that if you get a monster down to 0 HP, they still sit there.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because even if like the party kills it and you put it at 0, it doesn't really get marked as dead. It doesn't really leave the initiative tracker. It's kind of just the space that sits there. And like, especially if you have like 10 or 20 like NPCs, you're like, okay, I have to scroll down. And like, oh, this is dead, but this is alive. And then, you know, there's a little wonk
and which
right now.
one of us as a DM has not been in that situation where it's like, okay, let's see, Orc A. Oh, Orc A is dead. Okay, Orc B. No, B's dead too. And you know, it's just something that if you could just cross them out or make them blank,
There's
or
some way to flag it, put a little marker on it. Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be really, really cool. Dice rolling is something we're probably gonna get.
Yeah, we've seen a couple previews, obviously, so hopefully that'll be implemented later on. Yeah.
But there is also little things like removal of NPCs. Like even just let's say you have a situation where you've got and there's a little section for this, removing and adding NPCs or monsters in there is something I'd like to say. Because you really look at it and go, okay, let's say half of my party makes somebody, makes half the group disappear.
Right.
Great. Now what do I do? Now I've got them all in there. I can run another encounter. I can go select it, going back. But now you're not preserving their initiative order.
Yeah.
It gets to be a pain in the butt. Same thing with adding monsters. There is an ability to add the monsters on there, but there's a flaw.
Yeah, because essentially the problem is like you can like kind of manually enter like another NPC and you put the name and the title and all that.
Which is great. I love that.
Yeah. But it's kind of an issue. We tried it earlier. We tried to add we had like an encounter with like a bunch of Warforged, and we tried to add our own Warforged. But then it kind of just like, splits them in between everything, and it looks really messy for a little while too.
Right, because the initiative isn't rolled for them or it gets thrown in there. It would be great on that to be able to actually have either a drop down or a way of searching the database to find monsters that you want. Who knows? Sometimes that Tarrasque just shows up, right?
Yeah, you never know. You might roll for it and it happens. And it's important to note that it'd be nice to also be able to order things, alphabetically or numerically. Right now, it kind of just makes like A, B, C, D, and then like A, B. And, as you add multiple of the same NPC.
Did you say Orc A? No, I said Orc AA.
I'm like, oh, sorry.
That one has a problem.
Right.
The first step is admitting it. But either way, I think there are some improvements and things that can be made with this. But again, this is an alpha. This is not even a beta stage yet. We still have little pictures of Adam Bradford and a cat.
And cats.
When you put
Which is
stuff
great,
in there. But definitely, we would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. What are features that you would like to see with it? And again, I'm going to send this to them. So.
Yeah, right now they are looking for a lot of feedback. And as we've learned in the past, whether it's D&D Beyond or book content, the guys at Wizards of the Coast like to hear feedback because they actually use that information to improve on things. So be sure to be vocal, be active. Let us know in a comment below and we'll let them know what you guys think.
And remember, the best campaigns are always the ones that are homebrewed. So until next time,
keep brewing.